Hey guys, it's Oliver. We're back in another video, and today we're going to be starting a new series where we're making a pretty advanced simulator game. So first let's start off by making the tool. So just for the tutorial, I'm going to make a toolbar. I'm going to go to the toolbox and just get a weight. But I hope you can be a little more creative with this. So if you are doing the weight, then take it out of starter pack. And make sure to take away this script. Any scripts in the weight. And then, yeah, make sure one of the parts are named handle. We don't need this. Okay. Then we have to put up the starter pack. So first, let's make some leader stats. So go to server script service, click plus, and add a script. Then we can rename this game manager. And then we can make a function, so local function. We can do player added, and we can get the player. And then we can set up a leader stats, so local leader stats equals to instance.new folder. So we're making a folder and comma player. So this is the parent. So this is where it's gonna be inside of. So it's gonna be inside the player, and it's gonna be a folder. We have to set the name of the leader stats to leader stats. So if you change up anything, like let's say you make this capital, it won't work, or like this capital, it won't work like that. So what it does is it goes to the player and it checks if there's anything named leader stats, just like this. And if it is, every value in the folder will show up on the top right of the player's screen. So we can do that, and then we can set up strength. Then we can say instance.new, and then we're gonna do a string value, actually a number value, because so the thing with int values is, let me show you guys. So the thing with int values is they have a very low cap. You see, it's that, and then with the number value, it has a higher one. A big one. And string values you can also use. You can also use a string. You can also use a string value, which there is no cap. There's no cap. So let's go with the string value. They're a little hard to code with like numbers, but you can make a string value. So I'll just delete these. And we can use strength.name equals to strength. And this is what's going to show up on the top right. And we can do strength.value equals to 0. If you want them to start with any strength, then just like, let's say you want them to start with 100 strength, just do 100. I'm going to start off at 0. We have to make sure to parent this to the leader stats. So we need to do a comma leader stats. And then, so we're not done yet, because this is just a function, and you need to call a function for it to work. So what we have to do is we have to do game.players.player added. And this function, this event fires every time a new player joins. And then we have to connect a function, and that function is going to be the player added. And if we play it, it should work. You see, now we have strength, and if we look here, leader stats strength. But let's say we made it a capital. We named it capital. Well, leader stats. Then there would be nothing at top, but there would still be a folder in here. So if you want something like at the top left, on the top right, you need to name it lowercase l leader stats, just like that. So now we have the leader stats. So now what we have to do is make this tool work, this weight. So in replicated storage, we're going to get a folder, and we can name it remotes. Then click the plus and add a remote event. And what this does is it allows the client and the server to communicate with each other. So you can like fire it and like receive it from multiple scripts. So we can name this add strength. And then in the weight, let's add a string value. And let's name it power. And we can make this how much the tool gives you. So let's make the weight do 1. And then so let's add a local script. So what we have to do is make a debounce so the players can't auto click. So we can do local debounce equals false. Equal local player equals game.players.local player. We might need this, but it's nice. We might not need this script, but it's nice to have it. So we can then do script.parent.activated, which checks whenever it's clicked, and then we can connect a function like that. And then this checks whenever the tool is clicked or like activated. And then we can do, let's add some more variables. Do local replicated storage equals to game get service replicated storage. And then we can do local remotes equals to replicated storage wait for child remotes. Then we can add one more, which is local add strength event. And we can do, we have to name this events. Sorry. And then just change this to events and change it to events. And then we can do local add strength event equals to events wait for child add strength. So it's getting this. Then once activated, we can do add strength event fire server, and then we can send this value as a number. So we can do toNumber, which changes the string to a number, and then we do script.parent.power. So it's getting this, and it's getting the power, and then we need to get the value, so we can do .value, which sends 1 because toNumber changes this from. So this is what it would look like in string form. This is what it would look like in number form. So it would glitch by changing the value to a string, so we have to make it a number. So then we can, in replicated storage, we have to actually check if the script is fired. So in replicated storage, oh wait guys, we forgot to add the debounce. So we can do if debounce equals to false, then equals to false, then drop a line, and then select all this and click Control X. Do that, and then Control V to paste it in here. And then we have to do wait, and this is the cooldown. So let's add another value, and we can make this an int value, and we can name it cooldown. And then we can set that to 1. So this is how many seconds. So make sure to make the seconds. And then we can do script.parent.cooldown.value. So you can just change this to change the cooldown. And then we can do debounce equals to true. Wait, no, sorry. We have to go here in the middle. We do debounce equals to true. Then we wait script.parent.cooldown.value, and then we can set debounce to false. Like that. Then to go back into the script and just name it name. Actually, what we can do is we can do this. We can go into the game manager script. Instead, to keep things clean, so we can add a local function, add strength. You can get the player, comma, amount. And then so the player is automatically sent through functions, so we don't need to fire the player. It's automatically sent, and then this amount.value is the second parameter, so we're expecting it. So we can do if player and amount Then, so if we're getting a player and an amount, then we can do player dot leader stats dot string dot value plus equals to the amount. And so that works. And then so we can add down here, we can add a so we can get the replicated storage and everything. So local replicate. Actually, what we can do is we can just copy these. So we can get that. We can get the events. Get the events. And we can get the add strength event. And then we can do add strength event alter event connect play connect add strength. So let's test that. Okay, look, so it works. So look, we can click. I'm spamming, you can hear that. And I'm still going very slow. So to me this weight looks a little small. So let's change up the size. So how to do that is, so with a mesh, you can't really just scale it because then it looks weird. You have to like go like that, and then that looks weird. And then so what you can do that's easier is you can go into the mesh. You can change the scale. So if I want to make it double the size, we just have to double all these values. So boom. Now it's bigger. So let's see if that looks nice. That's better. I like that more. And so what I want to do next for this tutorial is I just want to add a sell button and a GUI that shows the strength in coins. So let's add a sell pad. So if you don't have this plugin, Building Tools by F3X, it's really useful. So I'll link it down below in the description. So we can add a cylinder or anything that you want. And I'm going to rotate it, scale it, 0.1. I'm going to go like, that looks better. And we can do 5 by 5. That doesn't look that good. That looks good, okay. That's good. So I'm gonna make this like a dark yellow because I'm gonna make it neon. And I don't want it to be too neon. Because it doesn't look that good when it's too neon. I'm gonna make it like, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna make it darker. Like that, that's good. Then we can name the cell part. And I'm gonna teach you guys a little trick to make it look better. So let's say you want a ring outside. So let's duplicate it. And let's duplicate it again. And make this one a little smaller. 0.5 on both. And make sure it's set to both. Like that. And then scale it out a little more. And to make it, so what we're doing is making an outline. So we can go to model on this one, this big one, and then we can do negate. So that turns it into a negative part. And then you have to hold control and select the normal part, the cell part, and that selects both of them. And then if you click union, it takes away that part where the negative part was, and you get this nice little outline. So we can make this darker. Oh, we have to use part color. Or we can make it brighter. Actually, let me make it a whole different color. I'm gonna make it look like orange. I have to bring it up 0.025. That looks nice, but there's this little thing at the bottom. So what we can do with that is we can go on both. Then we can just scale it in a little bit. Then with this union, we can scale it down. You know, I'm just gonna, I don't need it, but you guys can have that. Sorry for the time. So then we can add a script to this. Oh, first in the game manager, we need to add a coins value. So we can do local coins in the onPlayer added function equals to instance dot new string value comma leader stats. So basically the same thing as this. And why don't we just copy and paste these values, and we can just change these things up. So change these both to coins, and then change the name to coins. And then if we play that, then boom, we have strength and coins, and we can click. So in this script, I'll name this script. Actually, just to keep everything clean, we can actually even put this into the game manager. So we can do a local function, sell coins, sell coins. So we can do sell coins, hit, and then we can do local player. Wait, we can do local humanoid. Actually, we can do if hit. No, not if hit then. If hit dot parent colon find first child humanoid. Make sure to spell that like this. And we can do then we can make a variable for the player. So we can do local player equals to game dot players colon get player from character, and then we can do hit dot parent. So what this is doing is the players, so whatever hits it is going to be like the left leg or something, like one of the player's limbs. And then, so that means the parent would be the character. And if the parent has a humanoid, which all players have a humanoid, that means it's a player. So then what this does is game.players colon get player from a character. This function gives you the player if you know the character. And the character is the limb's parent. So let's say the left leg hits it, it's the left leg's parent. So just to make sure, we can do if player is not equal to no, then in order to get this little squiggly thing, it's at the top left of your keyboard, and you just shift and then click it. Okay, so now what we have to do is we can do local leader stats equals to player colon wait child leader stats. Then we can do the same thing for coins. We can do local coins equals to leader stats colon wait for child coins. And the same thing for strength. Local strength equals to leader stats colon wait for child strength. And then we can do we can do strength coins dot value plus equals to strength dot value, and strength dot value equals to 0. Okay, and then we can do over here. So let's clean this up a little bit. So in this add strength event, we can put that at the bottom of add strength. So let's Control X to cut it. And then over here, right at the bottom of add strength, we can do this. And then we can do the same thing for this one. So cut it, and then we can paste it down here. So what we're doing is basically making the script as clean as possible. So let's say you have like a really big script with hundreds of lines of code. With a bunch of functions, it's easier to find where to go when editing something. So we can do game.workspace.cellPart, or we can make a variable here called local cellPart equals to game.workspace.cellPart. So we can do cellPart dot touch connect cell string. Let's rename it cell string because that makes more sense. So lowercase s for cell. Now we can do the same thing here, lowercase a. Because that's how people do it, and we can just make sure to change this to the name. Then we can do cell coins. We're not selling the coins, we're selling the strength. I mistyped that, so cell strength. And then over here we can fire cell strength. And make sure to take away these brackets. And then let's test that. So, and then boom. Boom, if we're in here. We can sell for coins. And then it would be nice if we can see the strength from over here in the coins also. So I think we're gonna leave that for another video because this tutorial is getting pretty long. So yeah, bye guys, I'll see you in the next video where we'll be doing some more cool stuff. Like we'll probably put a backpack, a button where you can teleport to the cell, and some GUIs for the currency. Bye guys, see you in the next video.